बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आमीन। A2 Maths P3 Complex Numbers Lecture number 4 Be of benefit to others. Modulus argument form. I will discuss this modulus argument form in this lecture. Cartesian form. Cartesian form is also known as the rectangular coordinate form or XY form. So this is the Cartesian form. Z is equal to x plus IY, and the modulus of this form is x square plus y square under root, and argument is tan inverse y upon x if the complex number is in first quadrant. We already have discussed argument in the last lecture in detail. Polar form. Now polar form is also known as the r theta form, and there are two polar forms. The first one is trigonometric polar form and the second one is exponential polar form. Trigonometric form. To get the trigonometric form, we should use trigonometry. So we can get the trigonometric form by using trigonometry. We can now write a complex number in modulus argument form. So let's suppose this is the complex number x plus iy in first quadrant. So this is the modulus of the complex number, and modulus is represented by r here, whereas the argument is represented by the theta. So now this is the right angle triangle, so this is opposite. So an opposite according to trigonometry is r sin theta, and adjacent is r cos theta. Since opposite is represented by y, so y is r sin theta, and adjacent is x, so x is r cos theta. Here I have done the calculation for all of you. X is r cos theta and y is r sin theta. So by substituting the values of x and y here and here, we can get the trigonometric polar form. Since x is r cos theta, so this is r cos theta, and y is r sin theta, so write r sin theta here, here and here. So by taking r common, we have r bracket cos theta plus I sin theta. This is the polar form in trigonometric. This is the trigonometric polar form, in fact, in which this r is modulus z. R means the modulus of the complex number, and theta means the argument of the complex number. Well, this is very important. When we have power 1 here, then this r must have power 1, and this angle, this is very important. We can make changes in angle with respect to power. So since we have 1 here, so this should be 1 theta and this should be 1 theta. So for z power 2, the power of r must be 2, and the angle, the coefficient of angle must be 2. 2 theta and 2 theta must be here. Well, for n, the r has this power n, and this angle must be n theta. So whenever we are working for higher powers of z, we have to give same power to r, and then we have to write the same number with theta. Like if the power of r is n, then the coefficient of theta must be n and n, and where theta is in radians. Exponential polar form. This is the rule: cos theta plus I sin theta is equal to e I theta. So by replacing cos theta plus I sin theta in the polar form, polar trigonometric form, we can have this exponential form. So this exponential form is r times e power I theta, where r is modulus z and theta is argument z. The coordinates r and theta are called the polar coordinates. Make sure you remember the name of the r theta coordinates. They are known as the polar coordinates. Well, for different powers of z, we can write, like for power 1, the r has power 1 and this coefficient theta must be 1. Similarly, if we have power 2 here, then r has same power and the coefficient of theta must be 2. For n, the power of r must be n and the coefficient of theta must be n theta. Now, how to express a Cartesian form into both the polar forms? Let's understand this thing with this example. We have z is equal to 1 plus I in this example, and the question is express this z in both the polar forms, like trigonometric and exponential. First, we need, for both the forms, we need modulus. We need the value of r, and the value of r is basically modulus z. Here is the modulus of the complex number 1 plus I, it's under root 2. For argument, make a rough sketch. Since this complex number is in first quadrant and the line equation of line is y is equal to x, therefore the argument of this complex number must be pi by 4. Make sure theta must be in radian. Well, this is the trigonometric polar form. So we need to substitute the value of r here and the value of theta here and here. That's it. You just need to substitute the value of r and value of theta to get the answer in polar form. Same thing with the exponential polar form. Substitute the value of r here and the value of theta here. That's it, done. Given z is under root 2 cos pi by 4 I sin pi by 4. Now, for different powers of z, how to solve this equation? For power z, for power 3. For power 3, this under root should have power 3 and this pi by 4 should be multiplied with by 3 and this pi by 4 should be multiplied by 3. So this is the simplified form of z cube. Same thing is there for z cube. We have to give power 3 here. For z cube, this under root 2 must have power 3 and this pi by 4 must be multiplied by 3. So finally we have z cube is 2 root 2 and e power 3 pi by 4. This is the simplified form. Show that minus root 3 minus I is the root of z cube z power 6 minus 64. This is the application of trigonometric polar form. We can show that this is the root of this equation. If we will not use trigonometric polar form, then this question will be very lengthy and it will waste our time. Well, the method 1 is the routine method, binomial theorem, and never use this method for higher powers of the equations. According to this method, you need to expand this expansion by using binomial theorem, and then you will need to simplify this and then you will be able to prove that both sides are equal. But this method is very lengthy, so never use this method. So method 2. What is method 2? Method 2 is basically the application of the trigonometric polar form. So you need to first settle the powers. You are working for z power 6, so this r must have power 6, this theta must be multiplied by 6, and this should be multiplied by 6. So we have got the equation. Now we just need the values of r and theta to substitute in this equation. For r and theta of this complex number, you know how to get r and how to get theta. R is modulus. So modulus is very simple. You know how to get the modulus. The modulus of this complex number is 2, whereas the argument, now this is very important. Since both this complex number is in third quadrant, therefore the argument must be minus 5 pi by 6, because alpha is pi by 6. Minus is because we work in clockwise direction since the complex number is in third quadrant. So this is the way to get the value of theta. Now substitute everything in the equation. The value of r and the value of theta. The value of r is 2, so it's 2 power 6, theta is minus pi by 6 and theta is minus 5 pi by 6. You just need to simplify this. So this will become this 6 and this 6 will be cancelled out. So we have cos minus 5 pi by 5 pi. Both 6 must be cancelled. So sine bracket minus 5 pi. The answer of this is minus 1. You can use your calculator for this. And the answer of this is 0. So finally we have 64 times minus 1 and 0. So we have shown that this is the root, minus root 3 minus I is the root of this equation. Now the application of REI theta form. 2 square roots in REI theta form. This is the application, one of the most important application of exponential polar form. The question is find 2 square roots of 9e power I pi by 3. For 2 square roots, first take the square root of this number. When you will take the root of this number, you will get 3e I pi by 6. The root of 9 is 3, you all know. And pi by 3. Pi by 3 on the root, that means pi by 3 times 1 upon 2. I mean, you just need to write the half of this. The half of pi by 3 is pi by 6. That is why we have got pi by 6 here. Well, for the second root, we have got the first root. Now we need the second root, and you must know the second root must have opposite sign. The first root have positive sign, so the second root must be like opposite sign, plus minus. So for the second root, first check the modulus of the answer of first root. The modulus is 3 and argument is pi by 6. Since this root lies in first quadrant, because the angle is positive, so the second root must lie in the opposite quadrant because of plus minus thing. So if this root lies in first quadrant, therefore the second root must lie in the opposite quadrant. That means the second root must be here. I mean, you just need to extend this line. You just need to extend this line in the opposite quadrant of this same length. Since the modulus of this line is 3, so the modulus of this must be 3. Since modulus is positive, so you need to write plus 3. And because of vertically opposite angle, since this is pi by 6, this must be pi by 6. And since the complex number is in third quadrant, so you need to work in clockwise direction. Therefore, this should be the argument of this complex number. Hence, this is the second root of this root. In fact, this is the first root and this is the second root, and they both are the answers of this complex number. The second root must be in the opposite quadrant regarding the first root, because first root was in first quadrant, so the second root must be in the opposite quadrant. The opposite quadrant of first quadrant is the third quadrant. Hence 3, this 3 pi by 3e I pi by 6 and this 3e power minus I pi by 6 are the required 2 square roots of this complex number. Don't think negatively to anyone and be positive. I will discuss more concepts of the complex number in my next lecture, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.